Welcome into this week's Coyote Net Report. I'm here with Coach Leanne Williamson, fresh off a 3-match in 5-day stretch that saw the team play at home on Friday against Omaha, on the road on Sunday at Denver, and Tuesday against South Dakota State. We talk a lot about the mental approach to each match. How much was that put to the test during this 3-match in 5-day stretch you just completed?
I mean, it's something that actually we don't talk about a ton. I feel like this team has done a really good job of taking it day by day and not really trying. They don't get caught up in the complaining. They don't get caught up in all this travel is really tough. And I do think it helped. Our travel to Denver was simple. We didn't have to leave very early. We got out there at a decent time, practiced. We had dinner at one of our players' houses, which was very nice. And then same thing on the way back, no delays or anything. So we kind of felt like it was probably about as easy as it could be with that. And then we feel like it's a really easy trip up to Brookings. So, I think it's more so just the fact that we had 2 very tough matches on Friday and Sunday, 2 matches that went to 5 sets, 2 that took a lot out of us, both mentally and physically. And then we were able to come back, obviously, and play at a very high level on Tuesday. So I think the team has done a very good job with it. And I do think that this weekend, that this stretch definitely shows that they're taking that very seriously and that they are doing the best that they can to prepare for each match.
And once again, the Coyotes have stretched their winning streak to 13 matches and are 16-1 overall, and the lone unbeaten remaining in the Summit League at 5-0 as we head into the final week and a half of the first time through the gauntlet. Against Omaha, how much did the home crowd's energy play into pulling that match out in the 5th set?
I mean, I think it was really important. First of all, I think we did have a great crowd. I mean, over 1,200 people there. And I think the thing that I've been the most excited about is I don't feel like people are just coming to sit there and watch. They're participating. They're involved. And we really did not play extremely well in that match up until the 5th set. And then in the 5th set, we had 10 kills and hit 500. So that was a very big turnaround for us in terms of the execution piece of the game. And when we got going, the crowd got involved. And I think when the crowd got involved, we were able to continue on that path, which obviously it's more fun to watch. It's more fun to play. But I do think that energy that the crowd provided, that our fans really provided for us, definitely made a difference for us. I mean, you could just see the intensity on our players' faces and their reactions. It's something that we love being a part of.
And a quick trip to Denver, like you said, to take on last year's Summit League regular season champions, and a place where last time that you were there, you had won in 5 sets, and obviously it must have been fitting that we went 5 sets again. But throw away the stats, obviously in that match, both teams hit very low percentages, but yet the block probably came up big, and the resiliency the team showed to come back from 2-1 down.
Yeah, I mean, I'd love to say that every time we play a good team, we're going to play at our highest level, but that's not the case. And I do think that definitely shows in our match versus Denver. I mean, you're right. We both hit for a pretty low percentage. We had a lot of hitting errors. We just had less hitting errors. I think the one game that they, kind of took it to us, I would say, obviously influenced the stats a little bit there. We just couldn't really get anything going, but it affected, every part of our game. So for us to be able to come back and actually really not playing well in that 2nd set, getting a little bit better in that 3rd set, but leaving that short again, for us to come back and actually play like we did in the 4th and 5th, says a lot. So Denver's a tough place to play. I'd love to say that it's any other away game, but it's not. They play extremely well on their home floor. Usually they make it very difficult for you. Denver's a team that can go on runs quicker than any other team in the league. So, even in the 5th set, we had a pretty good lead, and then they went on one of their runs. So it's a really good win for us. It was good to see our team be that resilient, and that's something that they've worked on, something that they've talked about. It's something that they want to be known for, and I do feel like a lot of times we've been talking about this, that word resilient has come out. So we feel like we did what we needed to do, and I think obviously now making it 2 in a row in the win column at Denver is important for us, because that's where the conference tournament is going to be. And if we continue along the path that we are, I'd love to obviously say that we'll be in that tournament and hopefully give ourselves a chance to be in that championship match again.
And then to come right back, 1 day prep for South Dakota State, the in-state rivals, the showdown series, everything that is involved in that hype of a match, and yet you come away with a hitting percentage of .368 coming off of a back-to-back, I would say, subpar hitting percentages, and to record your second highest hitting percentage of the season in a 3-0 sweep.
Yeah, and again, I mean, I think it just goes to what the team is really trying to accomplish this year. And we knew that, Omaha and Denver challenged us in some different ways, and I do think that they are part of the reason why we hit for a lower percentage. And yet at the same time, we felt like there were different situations that we were more in control than what we showed. So to make that switch going into SDSU and to hit for the percentage that we did, and even that first set, I mean, we had 12 kills, but we didn't necessarily hit at our average yet either. But we got progressively better as the match went on, and that was really good to see. I mean, they took it like any other game. I mean, we prepared the same way. We really as coaches try to keep it very consistent, and that's something that, not only are we competing against other people, but we feel like we're competing against ourselves at times. We're trying to reach our potential, and I think last night was definitely closer to that potential that we've been talking about.
And yet here we are sitting on Wednesday, a day of practice today, and then a quick turnaround tomorrow to get back on the bus to head to Fargo for another challenge.
Yeah, I mean, we're excited. Obviously the snow in the forecast isn't exactly exciting for us, but we are looking forward to obviously competing again. I mean, really, this week is tough because we really haven't had that many opportunities to practice. We play Friday. We have a short practice on Saturday to, get ready for Sunday. You play Sunday. You have a short practice on Monday to get ready for Tuesday. Now we have a short practice today and tomorrow to get ready for Friday. We're trying to find that balance, making sure that we continue to get better, but we're also trying to rest as much as we can too, so that we are prepared. And then after this match is when we'll really be able to start training, I think, a little bit harder again. But NDSU is going to play a good game. One, they play very well at home. They play very good defense at home. I believe it is their homecoming, so they're going to have a lot of people in the stands. They're going to have the crowd behind them. They're going to have that energy behind them. So it's a really good challenge for us to go in and not just have to play the game, but to take in our surroundings and take in the environment and control what we can control. So I'm excited to see how the team handles it, how they approach that game. But I feel like we're in a really good situation right now.
And finally, obviously RPI came out last week, or in the midst of this little run here in 3 days, just talk about just a real quick comment about not only where the RPI status at the Coyotes at number 33, but just where that means for the Summit League as well.
Well, I mean, it's something that we've been working for a long time. Even when I first came here as a GA 11 years ago, the head coach that I work for, Matt Hauk, I mean, we talked about these things. We talked about building the program to this point where we were recognized, that we were able to win matches that people didn't think we could. And I think this year it's kind of just come full circle a little bit, and you've seen that start to happen at a higher rate. We've done it in the past, but maybe not at the consistent level. So, I mean, we're very excited about it. It's something that I do think, I think it is a little bit of that recognition that the players do enjoy, and rightfully so. And yet, at the same time, I say this all the time, but we continue to look at what we can control, and that number is not something we can control. We control what we do on any given night at practice. We can control how we handle each game, and I think we can control how we play in those games in a lot of situations, and that's really what we're focusing on. We're going to control what we can, and we're still going to enjoy the process. We're still going to enjoy, like this week we did talk about it as a program, but it's now something that is kind of behind us, and now our focus is obviously Friday, and then we get to do it all over again. And the games are really what's making this season fun. Our team has just performed at such a high level, but everybody, even the people that maybe haven't seen the amount of playing time, they're so supportive of everybody. The excitement around each other is great, and it's something that we've just really seen us do at a high level, both volleyball wise, being a team, having that culture within our program. So I really couldn't be happier right now with where we're at. And now we're, like I said, we got to compete again in a couple days here and hopefully continue to improve.
Once again, the Coyotes at 16-1 and 5-0 in the Summit League travel to Fargo on Friday to take on North Dakota State. You've been listening to this week's Coyote Net Report with Coach Leanne Williamson.